How's it going, folks? Paul back with you. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you're all prepared for the big winter storm that's coming. Saw on the news a while ago. It'll be 15 degrees here tomorrow. That's that's pretty crazy cold there. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about an incident that happened to me. It's probably early 2000. Back then, I was a owner operator. I was leased to a chemical company, chemical transport company called Chemical Lehman. They were out of Houston. So I worked for them for a while and finally worked my way up to where I got some of the good loads. And my favorite load from them was to pick up a loaded trailer, preloaded, in Deer Park, Texas, and take it down to McAllen, Texas, and drop it and pick up an empty and bring it back. Call it drop and hook. And it was like perfect distance. So, you could do it in, your allotted time for your logbook and such. But anyway, this is how this day starts. So I run down to the border. It's, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I drop my trailer, my loaded trailer, and I got like anywhere from 4 to 6 trailers to choose from to bring back an empty. So what happens is we drop a loaded trailer, and then the Mexican drivers come across, pick up those loaded trailers, and bring back an empty and drop it and pick up a loaded trailer, and this, so on and so on. So I get down, I drop my trailer, and I check out an empty trailer. I hook up to it, got good tires, lights work, hit the road. I'm headed back up into Texas north, headed back to Houston. So I'm about an hour out of McAllen. Got pulled over by a state trooper. My truck is, what do they call it? Well, it can't go over 55 miles an hour. So, yeah, it was governed. It was governed at 55. So, I know he's not getting me for speeding or anything. So, anyway, I pull over and he comes up to the truck. And I said, well, can I help you, officer? He said, well, I pulled you over for doing 57 and a 55. I was like, okay, something's not right. But I said, okay. So, give him my license, my manifest and all that, insurance. So he comes back. He said, you mind if I search your truck? I said, that's kind of odd. Very rarely. I mean, hell, that was the first time ever that a DPS officer wanted to search my truck. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't have my gun with me. I know there's nothing in here illegal. So, and I said, yeah, go ahead. No problem. So he has me get out and get on the other side of the truck, out of the roadway. So he's searching around in my truck. He comes back out pretty quick. I mean, he wasn't in there a couple minutes. And then there's another vehicle pulls up behind us. This is the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here now? So the DEA officer climbs up on top of my tank, opens the hatch, shines his light around, climbs back down, and looks at the DPS officer and says, this is not it. I'm like, what the hell? They were looking for drugs being hauled in a Chemical Lehman trailer. And I had a choice of about 4 or 5, maybe 6 trailers to pick up. Apparently, I didn't pick up the wrong one. Like 2, 3 days later, you start hearing chatter about a Chemical Lehman driver being arrested for hauling drugs. I don't know if it was in the trailer. I don't know if it's this, was set up. But anyway, it was crazy. I think about it now and my palms sweat. So let's say I accidentally picked that wrong trailer, the one that had the drugs in it. What was I going to do? Say I didn't know it was there? I mean, I'd pretty much be in prison still, I imagine, because I mean, you figure if they're going to be that bold, that 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 big of a trailer, wouldn't they put a ton of drugs in it? You know, I mean, you hear about it all the time. Truckers getting busted hauling, hundreds and hundreds of pounds of cocaine or what have you. But that was a close call. Yeah, every time I think about that, man, I get nervous. Well, I found some things out since then. I should have never consented to a search of my vehicle. If they were going to search it, they had to have articulable suspicion or proof that a crime was either being committed or about to be committed. And there was no crime. I was doing 2 miles over the speed limit, supposedly. So, anyway, he writes me a warning ticket and lets me go. And like I say, 2, 3 days later, a chemical lemon driver was busted with what I heard was a large amount of drugs. So, I'll be careful out there. And don't consent to searches. You don't have to. There's a Fourth Amendment that right that unless you're committing a crime, they don't get to search you or your stuff. So that's all I got today. Pop all out. Hope y'all have a good Christmas, and hope you get through the big freeze coming. Thank you. Appreciate you.